lovely jubbly on top of the fubblies.
That's what we say. That is what we say.
I'm just paraphrasing you, mate.
Fifth period. Fifth period. Fifth period. Fifth period. Fifth period. Fifth period. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fifth Period, the film podcast hosted by two media teachers, where today the pod is gonna be big. You just won't believe how vastly, hugely, mind-boggling big it is. My name is Mr. Brown, and with me as always is...
Mr. Blastle Boylan.
Very good.
That sounds like a character from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I thought it was. Is that not Sam Rockwell's character? Blastle Boylan?
That's not me, dude. That's not me. Yeah, we're in post-prod land now. Whew! The energy is neither up nor down, but the rain's coming down. It's just started hitting the roof.
Is that what that sound is?
Yes, just a little bit of light rain. It's going to get heavy, like the content of this film adaptation of a famous novel.
I don't think our content is going to get very heavy.
Well, that's when you said that you won't even believe how big it is. It's like...
You won't even believe how small it is. In addition to our main discussion of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy today, we will also be chatting about some tantalising trailers. So if you want to skip ahead to that segmente, I will leave time codes in the description below.
My name is Sam, and today we're going to be talking about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
A big thank you to Sam for his intro to the pod this week. It was an absolute pleasure to meet him in film club. I've actually bumped into him like 3 or 4 times since then as well. It's so good. Like, I don't teach Sam, but it's really nice to have film club as another way to meet students, so that when you do see him around, you can say hi, and just really reaffirm to me why film club is so great to come across these students we've previously taught or people that we've never met before. But he's such a friendly kid. You're teaching him this semester?
Yes, I'm only about a month into teaching Sam, but he's been a super positive presence in the media classroom. Yeah, super friendly kid, and is taking up everything in media just with reckless abandon and creativity, which is fantastic. In the middle of doing the infomercial for chocolate truffles called Choc Balls with a Z, which is great.
So cool.
Hey, we know if we put Zs on things, and it instantly makes them better.
Hell yeah, we do. But
no, going really well in media, and it's been really good to see him along at Film Club, and he's become a fairly regular presence this semester, which has been fantastic. Yeah, good to have him on the pod.
So good. Thanks so much, Sam.
Cheers, Sam.
Alrighty, let us jump into Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes, so it's a book adaptation based on the old book by Douglas Adams.
And my favourite way to listen to a book is an audio book, and boy, do I love me some Stephen Fry narration.
So those combinations, yes, it's happened really well. That was actually one of the people Douglas Adams thought of, basically.
Go-to for narration, surely.
But yeah, it took a while to get this film up off the ground. Ivan Reitman was going to take it on with either Murray or Aykroyd in the lead role.
There you go.
Oh, actually, sorry, as Ford. But then it basically turned into Ghostbusters from there.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not that much of a stretch, I suppose. It's got that quirky kind of zany energy about it.
It definitely does. And then it almost got going in 2001. Spike Jonze was going to direct the film. Hugh Laurie was going to play Arthur. And slipping into the zany shoes of Zaphod Beaverbox was going to be Jim Carrey.
Right.
So those are the people attached to it. Jay Roach was getting it, but Douglas Adams died in 2001. So obviously, so things sort of hit a roadblock there, and then Roach sort of dropped out, and then Spike Jonze sort of recommended that Garth Jennings take it up, and that's how we got the film that we were talking about today.
There you go. Speaking of getting things off the ground, the dolphins are leaving Earth. They're flying out into space.
They're like, nah, bugger this.
I really enjoyed the musical number.
So long, and thank you for all the fish.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. So sad that it should come to this.
Really good. The lyrics are so funny, but it also just feels like a big musical number at the start of...
Almost like the start of Temple of Doom or something like that.
Yeah, it does have a bit of anything goes about it, doesn't it?
The fish are definitely gone. The dolphins are gone.
They are. They're basically leaving because the world's going to be demolished.
Exactly right. But more importantly...
They tried to warn the humans, but they wouldn't listen.
They wouldn't listen. But more importantly than the world getting demolished, Arthur Dent's house is getting demolished.
Yeah, I know.
To make way for a good old bypass going through his house.
There's going to be a big old dent in that house.
Hey, good stuff. Well, he parked himself in the middle of construction, and who's going to come to the rescue? But formerly known as Mos Def, but Yasin Bey playing Ford. He's not from a small English town, but he's somewhere in the vicinity of Beetlejuice.
Yes, I liked that. I like the spelling of Beetlejuice too.
Yes, the original Beetlegeist.
That's it. But so he's from another planet, and when they first met, he was trying to shake hands with a car.
He thought it was the dominant species.
Exactly.
And he saved him, basically.
Martin Freeman saved him, and he's returning the favour. He's going to save him before the world gets destroyed.
Yeah, or as you probably would do. You head to the pub to have a few pints.
And lament your lost love, Trisha.
Yeah, and then he's like, it must be Thursday. I can never get the hang of Thursdays. Reflecting on this costume party you go to, where he gets a most unfortunate pause in the DJ break.
So good.
All these people are idiots.
The face that he makes, the awkward face. This film was one that I had seen when I was quite young, and I feel like I was too young to appreciate some of the aspects of it.
Fair, yeah.
And so I hadn't returned to it until this viewing,
Yep.
and I obviously enjoyed it a lot more than when I was younger, but I don't have a huge appreciation for the narrative elements. What really stood out for me are the characters and the actors that are playing them.
Yeah.
There's some really nice, witty moments.
Yeah, and I feel like this is very classic sort of Martin Freeman, kind of like unlikely heroes, sort of a bit of an everyman sort of character, very much sort of the lens of the narrative to the audience, which is always really good, I think, in a sci-fi film. Mm-hmm. At the party, though, we do meet we're talking about actors who are playing very much to type. Classic, a little bit off-the-wall, zany Zooey Deschanel.
We do. And also we get Zaphoid Beeblebrox.
Yes, Sammy Rockwell coming to cut his lunch.
Oh, so good. He basically steals her away in 2 seconds. Is this guy boring you? I'm from another planet. You want to see my spaceship?
Arthur's just like, you want to see my spaceship? That's really going to work.
Yeah.
And it does.
It does work.
And
Absolutely,
he never sees her again.
So basically, Zooey Deschanel she wants to travel the world. And since
to Madagascar.
Martin Freeman passed up the offer to go to Madagascar, she's like, well, I'm going to go into space.
Exactly. As they're finishing off the pints and finish lamenting Arthur's love, basically work out that the Vogons are making an intergalactic bypass. So not only is his house getting a bypass, but the entire planet is getting a bypass.
Which is very funny, the symmetry in the situations there. They're basically bureaucrats, the Vogons. The design of them is great, though.
Jim Henson's workshop at work here. So
hell yes. But yeah, they basically are scattered all around the universe, and they simultaneously blow it up, a big fleet of them. Not before Ford and Arthur hitch a ride. I do like the idea of the thumb ring and the hitchhiking.
That's cool.
It is really, really good.
Yeah. Ford saves Arthur, and then we start to work out why the movie is called what it is, and Ford writes for the titular book. So it's a guide to the galaxy.
It's a good narrative device throughout to give us a bit of context about the world. And it's quite amusing too. It doesn't feel tedious when he's talking about the stuff, because it's some of the most comedic lines in the film, them describing things in the universe that are outlined in the book. And I really like the animation that goes with it as it's described. And as I've already shouted my appreciation, Stephen Fry's voice is just perfect.
Narrating God.
I also really like the introduction to some of the quirky little features and creatures within the world, like the babblefish.
Yeah.
A way to translate any language you want. You just literally stick the creature in your ear. It's fun and it's quirky, and it doesn't shy away from the weirdness. This is a very weird film.
It's a weird sci-fi film. It's not holding you by the hand, basically going this is this. But yeah, the Vogons are onto them as they're trying to hitch a ride out of basically the constructor ship, and they are captured. And they're forced to witness one of the most horrific things in the galaxy, which is the Vogons reading poetry.
Yeah. So the reaction from Ford here
is so good.
So I explained that Yasin Bey never performs in a nuanced way. It's always pretty exaggerated and over the top. And that's never been more clear than in this one scene.
The jaw and the tongue and the mouth's going all places.
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
But Martin Freeman's not really as affected by it. I'm not sure if they're suggesting he's affected by it at all.
The babblefish hasn't worked its way deep enough. I don't know.
Maybe. But he compliments them. He says he loves it, but they still end up throwing him out.
Yep, still going to get out. Thankfully, they're not going to get thrown out for too much longer, because they're picked up by the Heart of Gold ship. And we realise that, it's the ship that Trish is on, which means who else would be in charge of the ship but Zaphod Beeblebrox, who's having a good time sort of watching some of his greatest hits on TV and his reports about him, because he's basically sort of stolen the ship.
Yep.
He's doing his own thing as the galactic president.
Yeah, so he's the president, but he's also self-kidnapped.
Yep.
So he kidnapped himself, took this ship, and now they are in pursuit of him to try and get him back from himself.
Yes.
Wow.
Incredible. He's doing the most with this role. I read a review and it was like describing as this is a combination between Elvis and George Bush. And it's a pretty funny combination that kind of hits.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
He's very rock and roll, but yeah, very...
Sam rock and roll.
Sam rock and well and roll. Sam rock and well. But the ship picks them up, but they're...
They turned into couches briefly.
They do turn into couches, and they're intercepted by Marvin.
A depressed robot voiced by Alan Rickman.
I think you ought to know I'm feeling depressed.
What I didn't realize was the actual physical performance is done by Warwick Davis, which is a very nice surprise.
Very cool.
Our favourite sci-fi alumni coming together. We got
Sure.
Galaxy Quest, we got Star Wars.
It's all
molding
happening
together.
We even get like a proper Star Wars like sound with when she's got the little lightsaber to cut the toast.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same sound. And I'm like, great. I wonder how much that costs, Skydance.
Nice detail there.
But yeah, the Vogons are into hyperspace, basically catching up to them. And I love how like the doors just kind of like sigh. It's just very good. But the ship's like overwhelmingly positive, but then the robot Marvin is obviously very depressed.
It's great. It's one of my favourite details of the whole film. And Alan Rickman's voice acting is so good.
It's top tier. Time for all the crew to meet, and Ford realizes that it's Zaphod. He's like, you Zark and Phil, come here. Yeah. Which is now what I say to you every time I see you.
It's true.
That's what I've said at least four times
this morning.
Yeah.
So Ford is basically a complex, distant relation. It's like semi-half brother.
Yeah, it's like,
something.
we share the three of the same mothers or something like that.
And I really appreciate how when the introductions are happening, those guys are just in the back dancing. I mean, you don't have a Sam Rockwell film without a bit of dancing, but their whole like handshake
And then,
greeting is them like tapping the feet along. Really good. And then we get introduced to the fact that Sam Rockwell can flip his head.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, so he says some parts of his brain weren't acting presidentially.
Yeah, they had to have half a brain.
He goes, you know what I'm talking about.
But he's immediately threatened by Arthur's presence in regards to sort of how much he can tell that Trish likes him. It's Trisha, but then it's calling her Trillian.
She remains Trisha in my notes.
Yeah,
she wanted
same.
a space name.
Yeah, I think Arthur would have been like Arthur or something like
Yeah.
that. We get it. You've got Riz Martin Freeman. That's fine.
He really doesn't. Not in this. He's the tension between him and Trisha is quite palpable, with her essentially apologizing for not calling him, but also she's very judgmental of his PJs. I mean, she doesn't have a leg to stand on. She's wearing like a terry toweling tracksuit.
Basically, we'll work out that obviously, so the Vogons are arriving and want Zaphod back, but he's looking for the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah, he gives a bit of Expo Marty, and a computer was made to calculate the answer to the universe, but it says that the answer is 42, and what they are actually seeking is the ultimate question to that answer.
Yes. Deep Thought is the name of the computer, voiced by Helen Mirren, which is fantastic.
Yep.
Builds another computer that's trying to work out the questions. They need to go find that computer. They got to go to Magathea! But they got to stop over because Zaphod's got to deal with Hamakavula.
So he doesn't initially have to deal with him,
Well,
but
no.
they're using the improbability drive, which can send you anywhere in the universe and turn you into anything in the universe.
Yes.
But it's improbable, so they don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and he does end up stopping by, is it Viltvoldel 6? Viltvoldel 6?
Do you Viltvodels? When will you Viltvodels?
Or maybe it's just Vodel 6, but I think
I like the first one.
Viltvoldel.
Viltvodel.
Megathea is gonna have to wait. I got a score to settle on this planet.
So yeah, they stop at Viltvoldel 6, where Hamakavula lives,
Yeah.
played to perfection by John Malkovich.
So good. This is Zaphod's like sort of political rival who he beat in the last election.
I like they turn into crocheted versions of themselves
That's fun.
momentarily. That's good.
And they sort of interrupt him sort of giving like
In
a sermon.
church?
Yeah.
They're just, it's the tune of Danny Boy. yoink.
I'll take that.
Yeah, fair.
But
I like Danny Boy.
I'll space it up.
I had a bit of a giggle at everyone in the church collectively sneezes
That
and
was
he
good.
says, bless you.
Very fun. He's going to help them out, but he has to go get a specific weapon, which is the POV gun that would make people see your point of view.
And once again, this scene is just filled with weirdness. His body has
like
like
a spider legs, yeah.
and then he pulls off one of his like henchman's nose. The look from Sam Rockwell when he does that though is so good. But yeah, as you say, he's offering a trade. He will give them the coordinates because the thing that he's looking for, the point of view gun, is actually on Magrathea. So
Magrathea!
sorry, I didn't realize. I will throw to you every time so you can say it in that way.
Thank you.
He also takes his additional head as collateral.
Yes.
And it messes him up for the rest of the movie.
It's so good. It's, yeah. That's how it was going with two heads there. One head was not enough.
Oh, that's what they say. Two heads is better than one.
That's it. And they put the second one on top of the bobblehead, which is pretty funny.
It is good. That's a weird looking effect, though. Nothing involving the head looks great in this film.
No.
But they get attacked by Vogons on their way out, and then the Vogons end up taking Trisha with them.
Yeah, and I love that Zaphod's like dancing while he's getting fired upon. Of
course.
It's so fun. to the tune of
That's how they sing it. They all want to go to...
Magrathea!
But Martin Freeman steps in and says, nah, they got to go after her.
Yes.
So they jump in the escape pod and they cannot fly it. This is fun with the teeny tiny steering wheel.
Yeah, because they couldn't use the real ship because the mice are chewing on the circuitry of the ship.
Yes, recurring theme with these mice.
Yes.
They'll come back later. They'll come back to bite you later.
Oh, jeez.
But they arrive on the planet Vogue Sphere.
Sam Rockwell doesn't think he's on Vogue Sphere. He thinks he's on Magrathea!
He sure does.
Magrathea!
And so he needs his thinking cap.
Which is so good.
I really like it because they basically just juice a lemon into it.
Yeah.
And then he says,
Should give him enough
that should
zest."
give zest for about 10 minutes. Really good. Also, this sequence where they're walking through like the desert and getting slapped.
Yeah, but Little Spatula's like, I think.
Really, really good. Zafoy, what do you think? I think, whoosh,
Yeah.
go, what was that? And so basically anytime they think of something, the little spatulas are going to come up and slap them. Slap chillers.
So good.
I really like when you see a wide shot of them as the bus goes past and the guy just goes, oh, it's supposed to stop.
Poor bugger.
There's a lot of those like really quiet
yeah.
lines in the background that are just really amusing watching these like threatening type characters just delivering very mundane dialogue.
Agreed. They go like to storm the gates basically, and it's like, but it's just like going into an office building.
Oh, yeah.
Trisha's getting interviewed basically.
So good. When the woman's like describing it, she's skinny and she's pretty and she's lying. And then it just cuts to one of the Vogons going, oh.
Oh dear. But basically, this is how Trish works out that Earth is no longer. Because Zaphod has been stopping Arthur telling her, and it turns out it's for a reason, because it's like, who would give the order to destroy a planet? Smash cut to Zaphod
him.
walking past.
Really nice reveal. He hasn't done this on purpose. It's basically he's an idiot and he signed the order thinking someone wanted his autograph.
Love and kisses. But Trish is still going to get fed to a troll, basically.
Yeah.
Because of the punishment of kidnapping.
But it's all just the bureaucracy. And so
It's
as
so
long as they
good.
can file the right paperwork, it's going to be okay.
It's great. They're going through the line and they realize that it's Zaphod, and then he's just talking to people. He's like, I love Kabuki. Give us a kiss, darling. It's just, but yeah, they fill out basically the wrong form. It's like, oh, that's not a presidential release form. That's the blue one. And they just sort of save her in time.
But she's pissed at Zaphoid, but she's also a bit upset with Arthur for not having a backbone. And he absolutely doesn't. Throughout this whole film, he never kind of steps up.
No, but they do manage to get off the Volgon planet.
And where do they head to?
Magrathea!
But the planet's closed.
It's even worse than I thought it would be.
Really good. Really,
Because
really
everyone's
good.
like, oh my god, it's Magrathea. Voice recording's like, deposited 2 nuclear missiles for your pleasure.
Yeah.
It's good fun. And they have to work out what to do. And
Arthur does step up, actually.
so can he,
because-
cousin. Gotta go manual.
But he turns on the improbability drive and turns the missiles into a bowl of petunias and a whale.
That's voiced by Bill Bailey.
incredible. Like, it is so good. Stephen Fry's narration comes in and describes how the whale just materialized out of nothingness or out of the missile, and he had to come to terms with the fact that he's alive as he's falling to his death and working it all out.
It's like,
and
so
him
feel
just being
big and flat
"Whoa,
and round."
What's happening? Why am I here? What's my purpose in life? Excited as he's like just about to die.
Oh, ground. Hello, ground. Bang.
And then it's like, but strangely enough, the petunias only said, "Oh no, not again."
It's just great. So they get off onto Magrathea and they've got these like portals in front of them. And Arthur, again, is this like sort of, it's very much symbolic of his lack of jumping into things, quite literally.
And Trisha's sick of it, so she just runs on through.
She does, and Ford's like, his hunches are good, and it's just like, I'm going to trust a man with a brain is fueled by lemons. Arthur's very much the last one to jump through the portal.
I don't really understand Arthur's hesitance here. It's like, what is he afraid of? His world is gone. These are the only people he has. If they've run through it, he might as well.
Might as well. But he doesn't go anywhere.
No, he waits too long and the portal closes. Very symbolic.
Yes, and we get this.
Missing his shot.
Yes, and we get this great shot of Arthur and Martin like looking at the sun. It's quite nice at the sunset, and then it's bloody Bill Nye.
Hell yeah.
Bill Nye just rocks up.
Bloody Buttfast. What a name. What a name. He takes them to, it almost looks like a museum. It's a kind of like a place where they build all the planets.
Yep.
And we got all these models of planets, and then he takes them to like the working floor.
Yes.
It was actually a bit of a mistake to destroy Earth.
Yes, so they've
got Earth
Mark II, yes. While the rest of the crew are chatting to Deep Thought, basically the other computer is on another world, so they ask for the gun instead.
Yes, but Deep Thought also reveals that the computer was on Earth before it got destroyed.
Yep.
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoops.
So Bill Nye shows Arthur the backup Earth that he's created, the close-up details of the finishing touches, like Uluru being painted and oceans being filled with a giant
hoses and
hose.
stuff, yeah.
Really, really fun. After the others have found the point of view gun.
Start playing around with it. Why so edgy, baby doll? And Trish is like, okay, well, this is why I'm so edgy.
And it's kind of an emotional scene when she finally does, like, spill her guts.
Yeah, but she admits that she likes Arthur, and she's a bit lost about not knowing the answer to the question.
I also really like the gag about him going to shoot her back and her being like, it won't affect me. I'm already a woman. Just like this idea that women are so much more empathetic than men.
Exactly.
Basically revealed that Earth was run by mice, and not just mice, but two
Pan-dimensional meanings.
Yeah, well, two of which are the ones that created Deep Thought in the first place to find the answer to the universe.
Yes.
So he takes Arthur to his new home.
And it's a bit of like a party scene. Everyone's having a good time, almost having too much of a good time.
Yeah.
It's a business.
They're all feasting and they look real doped out.
Yep, and it turns out that the mice only need one more thing, basically to find out the question, and it's Arthur's brain.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you can't have that, I'm using it. And they're like,
Are you
like,
really?
cheeky mouse. Arthur was so excited to have his cuppa that he's been wanting to have all movie.
Yeah. But he realizes he's progressed past that. It's a metaphor, Mr. Boylan.
It is.
And he explains how the only thing worth taking from his head is his appreciation and love for Trisha. I really like how it seems like this is going to be this nice poignant moment, and they're like, oh, we don't care about that, and then continue to attack him.
But he manages to, break free, and he retaliates with a teapot.
He does, squishes him.
He does, and they turned into little people. They all think it's all hunky-dory, and they're about to go, but the Vogons have arrived
They are.
with Marvin.
And Marvin gets shot in the crossfire.
He does, he gets shot in the back of the head. Now I've got a headache. And like the little oh no from Zaphod is just like really like does not give a damn. It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
There's some fun moments here. I really like Ford,
gate?
like with the towel slapping him, and then as he runs back in and closes the gate, they're just like,
He's locked the gate from the other side. What do we do? But Marvin is back and he's packing the POV gun.
Yes.
And so then all the Vogons feel super depressed.
he cripples him with depression.
It's pretty great.
Slutty Bartfast decides to finish Earth 2.
Yeah, he's slutty but very fast.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost Dennis Leary at the end of Small Soldiers. He's just trying to like, what can we do to make this all go away?
Yeah, and he's like, do you want to make any changes on Earth? It's like, yeah, just I'm not going to be here.
Not going to be there. He decides he wants to travel the universe with Trisha.
Yep, and they're a bit peckish, so Ford's like, yeah, well, let's go to the restaurant at the end of the universe.
And they go the wrong way, and all the dolphins return to Earth.
That's it.
Quick one, eh? Woo! It's a stretch longer than I thought.
Cool. So that was the film. What did you think? As you said, it's been a while since you checked in with this film. What did you think?
Narratively, it doesn't do a whole lot for me, as I said, but I do quite like the characters in it. If these characters had appeared in more films, like if this had almost been a series of films, like different adventures that they went on, yeah, I think I would have appreciated seeing more of this or been curious about the world.
Yeah, as much as like it was fairly well received by like people who really like the books, they thought it was reasonably faithful, and I think you'd get more out of this movie if you had read the books. It just didn't do well enough at the box office to really justify going back and doing a second film, unfortunately. So talked about like at stages, I think, doing like a TV series based on the books, and I think definitely with like long form episodic television now being much more of a thing, we're seeing obviously like a lot more books get turned into TV shows, like you know, like your Percy Jacksons, your series of unfortunate events, Harry Potter obviously on HBO. I'd probably watch like a Hitchhiker's show, particularly with these actors, but I'd probably a bit old to do it now, unfortunately. Yeah, I wouldn't mind sort of checking back in with this world. I think it was good fun. I had a more fun with it than I probably thought, but it is zany. It's a hard to follow narrative at times, and there's a lot of things happening. But yeah, I recommend checking out the book. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Alrighty, shall we move on to Tantalising Trailers?
Let's do it.
Tantalizing trailers. Don't know if we will be a fan. How will it be? We'll know in time.
I'm going to kick things off with Eenie Meanie.
My Nemo.
No. Eenie Meanie with Samara Weavy.
Good.
Yeah? I wasn't super happy with it.
I'm okay.
So this is a new film with Samara Weaving coming out this year, I believe, where she's basically a getaway driver. Doesn't look like it's got a whole lot of substance to it, but it does have Samara Weaving in it. So that's always a pretty big selling point for me. And she's playing a classic character where she's quite witty, she's quite rough around the edges, and she's just like not taking anyone's shit. So it will be a pretty easy watch, but it just looks like a bit of fun, and action films with her in it always tend to be quite amusing.
Yeah, that looks a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Next one for me is a streaming film, and it's Thursday Murder Club.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you got like Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan,
Ben Kingsley, Celia Emery as well. It just looks really fun.
To me, when I saw the trailer for it, it looked more like a series. I know it is a film. But
yeah, I thought it was a TV show.
Like the guest people that were popping up in it.
It's like, oh, this is a Netflix show waiting to happen. It's got very much like a bit of a Only Murders in the Building kind of vibe to it. Very much like they're solving sort of cold cases, like in the comfort of their own spot, but then an actual murder happens and they've got to get sort of involved with that. So yeah, it's a fun premise, and just the cast involved alone had me intrigued. Some powerhouse actors.
Do you think Pierce Brosnan will sing in it?
Can only hope.
When you're gone.
That's him working out the clues to the mystery. When you're gone.
Him promising that he'll solve their murder when they're gone. Alrighty, next on my list, I'm going to talk about Him.
Me too.
Pretty engaging trailer.
This looks sick.
I didn't watch all of it because it started to give too much away, I thought. So I got about halfway through and I was like, that's all I want to see. It looks incredible.
Yeah, so it's not a Jordan Peele directed film. It's definitely a Monkey Paw film produced by him, but yeah, it's directed by Justin Tipping.
Stylistically, it does look like it could easily fit in with some of Jordan Peele's films.
Agreed.
Also, just Marlon Wayans looks like he is going to give an incredible performance.
Good to see him back working. The whole premise of the film's like young and up and coming athlete, American football player, and then basically he's invited to train with this former legendary player who's played by Marlon Wayans, and yeah, it's kind of like asking like, what are you prepared to do? Yeah,
it's got like real cult vibes and demonic stuff. As I say, have tried to avoid too much. So yeah, I'm just engrossed in the idea.
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea, and I think particularly as well with the backdrop of like sport is something I'm intrigued about. It's not something we always get like in horror movies about sport, so I like that together.
My two passions, horror movies and sport.
Yeah, I know you. Next one for me is also a spooky film. Shelby Oaks basically got a full trailer finally, and I'm pretty buzzed for this. Like, Chris Duckman, this is his directorial debut. He's probably one of the biggest sort of film reviewers on YouTube, and the film just looks like a really well-made horror film, to be honest. It's like a woman looking for her sister. There's creepy videotapes involved. You know, there's nothing in here that feels super fresh or anything, but it just looks stylistically very strong, and it looks like it'll hopefully be a pretty good sort of directorial debut for someone, who's made a career talking about other people's movies on YouTube. Keen to see how he goes with other people talking about his movie. So
Nice.
yeah.
Next for me, The Conjuring Last Rites.
Oh yes, I've still got to get stuck into this series.
You've never watched any of them?
I watched the first one last year and I loved it, and then
Yeah.
I was confused about whether I go Conjuring 2 or do I watch Annabelle, and I didn't watch them.
So, wow, good story.
Yes, cool story, Hansel.
The Conjuring 2 is quite good. I still think the first one is the superior in the franchise.
film.
I haven't seen Annabelle, but when I was looking up this one today, there was another one that was like The Conjuring semicolon something else.
It came out last year or the year before, I think.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a third film, so I got to go check that one out first because this one looks really good.
Yep.
It looks engrossing. I like the fact that, I mean, very loosely, but I like the fact that they have connections to real events that have occurred. Yeah, that this couple were real life ghost hunters.
Yeah, real life, a comedian just bought their old house.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Creepy.
Which would be creepy as hell, yeah.
Yeah, it's always really well done. There are a couple of cheap scares and thrills in these films, but I feel like the first one doesn't do that as much.
No, that was
it
one
leans
thing,
more into the eerie kind of vibe.
which was very sort of different for like a big studio horror film. Like a lot of the time that sometimes they get a bit paint by numbers with a lot of jump scares. But yeah, very unnerving sort of film that I really enjoyed. This is the last film as well, so that's bringing a franchise that's been going for I think 13 years probably to a close. I think 2011 is the first when the first one came out. 2009, something around that. So been going a long time. Looks really good. So nice.
Cool.
Next one I've got is a film that unfortunately I didn't get a chance to see at MIFF, but I'm assuming it's going to get a wider release. It's called
You miffed about that?
a little bit miffed. But the one I'm talking about is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which is one of the big sort of feature.
Rose Byrne?
Yeah. So one of the big sort of feature movies of MIFF. It's done really well at Cannes, and I think it might have been at Toronto as well. Basically, she plays like a therapist who's like struggling herself with like a lot of different things. Like her husband's absent, her daughter's quite sick, and then her kind of roof collapses, and then she starts to collapse and spiral basically as well. So it's got like a bit of dark comedy, some slight horror elements about it, but also a little bit funny in the trailer as well. It looks really good, and I can see why it was such like a big sort of marquee film for the festival. I'm keen to get my my peepers on this film because it looks really good. I really like Rose Byrne. Apparently, this is like a career best performance for her. So
Yeah, nice. Bit of a silly one from me. Cold Storage. Have you seen the ad for this?
No.
So Liam Neeson, Joe Keery, Georgina Campbell. Just a new zombie comedy film.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's like zombies in the traditional sense, but there's some sort of biohazard outbreak and then people's heads start exploding. And
Classic.
The toxins leak into their body. And yeah, it just looks silly. And I believe it might be made by the same people that did Zombieland.
Oh, like
so-
with Ruben Fleischer and stuff like that.
Think so, but
Okay.
don't hold me to that. I mean, I like that cast, and horror comedy is good fun. So
Joe Keery's crushing it.
he really is
On the music front and on the acting front as well. Have you seen Spree?
Oh yeah,
You like the Uber driver one?
yeah.
That's great.
That's pretty old now though.
It is.
He's really good in it.
It's
though.
really good.
Yeah.
I love that film. Cool. Second last one for me is Eden. So look on the cast lineup alone for this film.
That's the Ana de Armas one.
Ana de Armas, Jude
Yeah.
Law, Sydney Sweeney, Vanessa Kirby, Daniel Bruhl, like stacked cast. They go form like sort of like a remote sort of colony, like sort of separated from society. And then things just go pear-shaped from there because then they're trying to like work out how to survive and live and build this, but they end up sort of turning on each other, very much sort of like a Lord of the Flies kind of situation. Just looks really good. And
It does sound good, yeah.
And I'm like, the premise of the film's good, but like, it's just a really strong cast and it could be excellent. So we'll see.
Second last one for me. They've released a trailer for Gen V.
Yes,
Season
they have.
2.
It looks good.
It
looks
does look
really
good. For me, I feel like I'd almost have to revisit the first season again. It's
been a while.
a while between drinks. What this trailer really did for me, though, was just remind me of some of those cast members I really liked. it was a real ensemble show.
Yes.
As is The Boys.
And it looks like there's probably more connection with the cast of The Boys as well. Like Starlight
Starlight's
was
in
in
it.
there. So
Maybe
and-
The Deep as well.
Yeah, I think so. And then obviously it's just going to be really hard because given the fact that Chance Perdomo had passed away after Gen V, which is really tragic. And he was an excellent part of that
Agreed.
first season of The Boys. So interesting to sort of see how they pivot away from him, but also find a way to honour him as well in this second season. Because he was really sort of like basically the second lead of the show outside of Marie. So keen to sort of see where they go with things here. But yeah, I really liked Gen V a lot. So,
Agreed.
So yeah, came for this. Looks good. Last one for me is a film called Rental Family. It's like set in Tokyo, and like Brendan Fraser's playing kind of an actor who's not really doing too well. Like he's got commercials and some pretty silly commercials as well.
Toothpaste commercials.
Yeah, it looks pretty ridiculous. And then he kind of gets this job sort of working for this agency that's kind of like a rental family agency, and it's the name, playing like sort of stand-in roles in people's family, whether it's like parents or like friends or like uncles and partners and stuff like that. And then he's obviously starts to get very close with the families that he's with. And it just looks really nice. I really like Brendan Fraser. He just has a warmth about him as an actor that's really, I think, quite unique. And I think that's a perfect casting for a film like this. It looks like it's pretty like light, but it'll have some moments of some serious emotion, and it just looks like good fun. So I'm keen to watch this.
Yeah, nice. Last one for me is a film called Twinless. So Dylan O'Brien and James Sweeney. So I believe James Sweeney's directing it too, or maybe wrote it. Not sure. Anyway, the trailer setup is essentially both of these characters were twins, and their twin has passed away. And so they're in like this group where people come together in that scenario, and they talk about like, how do you go on with your life when you were so dependent on this almost other half of you? And because these guys really enjoyed sharing their life with their twin, they decide they're going to start hanging out together.
And being new twins.
Yeah. And the start of the trailer makes it seem like it's going to be this drama about trauma and then like overcoming that, and it's going to be quite uplifting. And then about halfway through the trailer, Dylan O'Brien just goes to him, "What's the darkest thing you've ever done?" or like, "Worst thing you've ever done?" And it just shifts.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, hang on, this is really sinister. And then a title card comes up that says like, "The less you know about this film going in, the better." And so I stopped the trailer.
Love that. I'm not even going to check out the trailer.
Just like, I thought I knew exactly what it was doing, and then it completely subverted my expectations. And I'm
doing a bit of a Zach Kreger.
Yeah. So this one for me is one that I'm very, very geared up for, and I love Dylan O'Brien. Like, I grew to appreciate him in Teen Wolf, and then obviously he's done all the Maze Runner series and things like that. He's very infectious when he's in anything, even when he just like cameos in New Girl. Really fun.
Very good call. Cool. That's it.
As always, guys, please do remember to like, subscribe, share it around, and make sure you are commenting with ideas for future segmentes. And on that note, I'm afraid we have to head off, but we will catch you at the next film club. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
I'll see you at the restaurant at the end of the universe, you flarkin' snoods.